The Big 18. That sounds a little bit weird, doesn't it? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to College Hoops Tonight. As always, I'm your host, Austin Samuels, and today we are going to be furthering our conference realignment talks and talk about the potential Big 18 and how that would completely change college sports and specifically college basketball going forward. First of all, let's look at the current Big 12 and the new teams that they've added, right? So the Big 12 that is still intact is Kansas, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Baylor, West Virginia, and TCU. The Big 12 recently added BYU, UCF, Houston, and Cincinnati in wake of Texas and Oklahoma leaving. Now, who are the 6 teams that are going to make up the Big 18? Here we go. Utah, number 1. Colorado, number 2. Arizona, number 3. Arizona State, number 4. Oregon, number 5. And Stanford, number 6. 6 Pac-12 schools completely transforming the landscape of college sports. Let's look at the impacts of this and why it really makes a lot of sense. But first, do you love college basketball? Do you want to be a part of a community that lives and breathes college basketball? Well, my friends, you have come to the right place. Here at College Hoops Tonight, we talk everything college basketball, from the transfer portal, recruiting classes, game predictions, and betting advice. If that sounds appealing to you, subscribe down below and make sure to leave a comment on whether you think my take is right. I need some of y'all to keep me in check with some of the crazy predictions and stuff that I come up with. And we're back. So, why does this make sense, right? The Pac-12 is down in the dumps right now after USC and UCLA left for the Big Ten. There's no debating it. The Pac-12 is in a power struggle now with other conferences such as the Big 12, which I believe could very well soon become the Big 18. I think a new era is coming in college sports. We're hearing all about these super conferences. This would be maybe the super conference, and they could compete in both basketball and football with this setup, right? TV ratings would be through the roof because of all of the competition in this new conference. And this conference would really include the best of the best, right? And some schools would be good at football, some schools would be good at basketball, but I think the overall depth would be better than any other conference in both, right? So let's look at each of these schools: Utah, Colorado, Arizona, Arizona State, Oregon, and Stanford. It does them no good to stay in the Pac-12. I'm not going to single out any school because they all kind of are in the same boat. It doesn't do any good for them to stay in the Pac-12. There is going to be less of everything in the Pac-12. Less high-tier recruits, less TV time, less, exposure, less national hype and in prominence, right? Less higher seeds in the NCAA tournament. 0 college football playoff teams. These schools want to be a part of that, right? That's where money comes. That's where success comes. That's what they want to be a part of. And each of these schools has something that they can contribute to the Big 12 or the Big 18. Utah, an incredible college football program right now. They will kill it, I feel like, on the national stage. Colorado, always been a solid college basketball program. I truly think they could be a tournament team if they were in this Big 18 conference. Arizona, great college basketball program. They were a top, 2 seed last year in the NCAA tournament. Arizona State, they're always, good at football. Not great, but room to improve because of this. Oregon, they're good at both. Oregon's a top-tier college football program and a solid college basketball program. And then Stanford brings you a little bit of everything as well. I think the recruiting impacts of this would be insane. All 6 of these schools would get better recruits because of this realignment. I mean, the level of competition would just be insane. I think all new 10 schools, right, including BYU, UCF, Houston, and Cincinnati, would all benefit greatly from this in terms of recruiting. I think this conference in both football and basketball would create contenders on the national scale that neither conference really created in the past, right? Oklahoma contended a couple times in football. Oregon, same thing. Kansas, obviously in basketball, they just won the national championship. You can't count them out. But other than those 3 schools in those 2 sports, you don't see a lot of national scale competitors. This would change that entirely. I think the Big 18 is a great idea, and I really wouldn't be surprised if it happens in the near future. I think it would completely change the entire landscape of college sports itself. Alright, so if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. I truly appreciate it. Love all the love and support. If you haven't already, subscribe down below. We're going to be talking nothing but conference realignment for the next couple of weeks here on College Hoops Tonight. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that, subscribe and tune in again next time. Thank you so much. Once again, I am your host, Austin Samuels, and as always, you have been watching College Hoops Tonight. Thank you so much. Have a terrific rest of your week, and I will see you next time.